Hello, my fellow crafters. This is Christy here over at Crafty Christy's Creations. And today I have for you the vampire Halloween card. So we've got the lovely little vampire face on the front. And then on the inside, you've got plenty of room to write your message or to do as a print and cut or stamp or however you want to do that. So let's go ahead and I'll show you how to put it together. Okay, I've got all my pieces here to get started with our vampire card. So you've got your card base here with the score line. This is the piece that goes on the inside for you to write your information on there, your sentiment. So we can go ahead and start with that. Let's go ahead and just fold on that score line. Make sure everything's nice and straight and then give that a good fold. And then we've got our piece that goes on the inside. Again, this would be great to do a print and cut if you wanted to make this an invitation or, you know, put whatever you want, stamp, whatever you want to do in there. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back here, especially around the edges. Especially on big pieces like this, you want to be careful not to put too much glue because it will warp the paper. You could also do a little tape runner for this part if you wanted. I like to kind of fold my card a little bit so I know where the edge is, and then you want to try to just get this centered. And then once you like where it is, go ahead and just press it down. All right, the inside of our card is done. So let's focus on the front. So we've got a couple pieces here, and I'm just going to lay this out so you can see how this is going to look, and then we'll glue everything down. And then you've got your eyes, your nose. These are extra eye pieces. And then your mouth. So a pretty simple card. But it looks really cute when it's done. So I'm going to just start by doing this bottom piece here. And we're just going to put some glue on here and we're just going to make it flush with the bottom of our card. So you can see I'm just putting a tiny bit of glue on there. Doesn't need a lot. All right, and then we'll go ahead and just line this up flush, like I said, with the bottom of our card, and then it should also be flush on the edges. And this is kind of like the part of his cape. All right, and then this part here is like the part of his hair that'll go on the top, and we'll make this piece flush with the top. Again, I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue along the edges here. Okay, and then I'm gonna make this flush right with the top, and then I'm gonna try to get, you know, if you get it nice and flush on the edges too, this dip should be kind of centered. All right, once you've got that, you can go ahead and just press that down. And then you've got these little corners. You could certainly round those corners out and cut those if you wanted when you were done. And now let's go ahead and put the eyeballs together. I'm gonna move that to the side. So you've got two pieces. You've got your you've got your circle, and then you've got this piece with the hole cut out in it. And those are just gonna line up flush on the bottom. I'm just gonna put some glue on this. And then we're just gonna try to make it nice and flush around the bottom. And around the sides. So the sides won't be completely perfect, but as long as you've got it flush on the bottom, it'll look good. And then we're gonna do the same thing with the other one. I'm gonna put some glue on the back. And then we're just gonna lay those together and again, flush on the bottom. Okay, those look good. Can bring it back in over here. And then you can decide, you know, how far up or down you want them to be. I like to kind of line up this white kind of with the edge of the hair. And then this point here is like your center point. So I kind of line up my nose with the center. I'm going to go ahead and glue down one of the eyes. So again, I like to line up the edges of the white, kind of with the edge of the hair, and then trying to just center it in the center of this area here. All right, that looks good. And we'll do the same with the other one. All right, I like that. And then I've got my nose here. And I think the nose, you know, you can either just glue it down flat or even use some pop dots and give it some dimension. I think that would look great too. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna put my glue right in the center here. And I'm gonna do that in the hopes that I can kind of peel up the edges a little bit and give this nose a little bit of dimension. So we've got it just kind of a little bit stuck down to give it some dimension. And then all we have left is the mouthpiece. And you can see you've got the lovely fangs on here. So if you wanted, you could go ahead and just add a little bit of red on there to make them look bloody if you want to make this a little bit more scary looking. Just to dress it up a little bit more. And then I'm just going to kind of center this here. And I think that looks pretty good. All right, so there is your vampire card. Looks pretty good on the front, and then you've got all that room on the inside to write your message or to make this an invitation.